better and better and better, hasn't it? Listeners' questions, mate. Do you want to do the first one?
Well,
there's some really good listeners' questions this week. Really, really good questions this week.
Okay. This is from Joseph from Brisbane.
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan of the Reds and would love them to win on the weekend. Would you?
I would love the Reds to win. Yeah. That's only because I've said they had a chance of winning, and I'd love to be right.
My question to you is, if you were Brad Thorne, what would your game plan be for the weekend? Also, what do you think the Brumbies' biggest weakness is? And again, that's from Joseph from Brisbane.
Okay, so the first thing is you've got to nullify their rolling maul.
Yes.
Now, there's a number of ways to do that.
You haven't answered the question. That is probably their... so that was not their weakness.
No.
That's probably their strength.
So if I'm going game plan, my game plan is going to revolve around no penalties.
Yes.
So I'm going to be real clean at the breakdown.
Yeah.
I'm going to be giving them a little bit more than maybe they should get, not to give away penalties.
Would you be contesting at the line out, or would you just be trying to nullify, like you said, that more?
I would not be contesting at the line out, and I would be sacking, but then I'd have a backup plan, because what's going to happen is...
Do you think they're going, right, the Reds are going to be looking at our maul and we're going to exploit them out wide or around the fringes?
I think the key is this, no penalties, which gives them no kicks
Discipline
into the corner, which nullifies their rolling maul by not giving them the rolling maul.
Yes.
Okay.
Give them the rolling maul at halfway, 10-metre line, but nothing closer in the 22.
No.
Yeah, agreed.
Attack down the 10 and 12 channel. That is where they are at their weakest.
Yeah.
Okay, now not because of the fact that they're weak at 12, but I do feel they're inexperienced at 10, very inexperienced at 10. They've got their kind of third choice or at least second choice 10 playing there. But when you really look for it, last year you had Christian Lealiafano there, who played all season, and then they've had an injury to their 10, and so they are kind of on someone who...
Yeah, but then you get the likes of, people running into that. Dingooney running into that 10-12 channel.
Yes, absolutely.
You get Stewart, Pataya, if he is fit.
Correct.
You get some big boys running into those...
But also big forwards.
Yeah.
And hammering that area. Super quick ball. So you got Tate McDermott, who is...
Yeah.
I think he's one of the best around at the moment at speeding ball up as well and sniping runs.
Huge goal.
So, getting his pick and goes going, but also trying to get those off 9. They will be watching Tate McDermott.
Yeah.
So if he's going for a little run, someone like Taliela Tupou running a line, very, very good. I would make sure I play all our rugby in their half, because I can tell you now...
That's just
no, hang on. The thing is
that's
this, right?
General.
If you can kick the ball into the Brumbies 40, they will not run it from there.
They'll kick it back.
They will kick it back. So you need to not have a kicking contest, but you are in the knowledge that you can kick into their 40 or in their 22, and you will get the ball back, and you only need one poor kick to then start playing your rugby down in their half. So my tactic would be... But then you are
kind of getting into a kick-off, aren't you?
But only until they make a mistake, and then you're playing in their half, and then you can resort to it. I just think to throw your hand out straight away and try and play from your own... Because the Reds can.
Yeah, they
can. The Reds can play from anywhere.
Yeah.
To just hold that back a little bit. So I'm going to say no penalties, attack the 10 and 12 channel, super quick ball, and make sure you're basically playing poker for a start.
Yeah.
To get the ball down into their sort of...
seeing what their hands like.
Correct. And I've mentioned about sacking the line-outs. Not sort of matching their line-out, but sacking their line-out. But then having a backup plan. So when they go, they're going to sack us, then you've got another plan.
Then you do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that other plan might be just to crab them to the side. So everything's going to be crabbing them to the side. And actually not crabbing them, to the touchline, because everyone tries to crowd them to the touchline. Go the other way. Do something that others haven't done, that they're not expecting.
Yeah.
And then go back to the sack.
Yeah.
The big weakness that the Brumbies have got is their scrum, which is unbelievable to say this.
I know, especially when they've got a rolling maul like they do.
Their scrum has been creaky. Yeah. So I don't think the Reds are going to have any problem there. And there lies...
have such a strong front row.
Yeah. And there lies the problem for the Brumbies. Yeah. If they don't get the penalties and they can't kick down into their 10 metres, right, they're 5 metres out, they don't have the scrum that's going to give them the penalties.
No.
The Reds potentially do.
And that's what you mean by discipline. No discipline. Because that's the way that they're going to get into the corner.
That's the way that they're going to get into the game. Yeah. Now, the Brumbies are very, very well drilled.
Yes.
And if you allow them to get a penalty, kick it into the corner, they will score. So you have to be very, very good in and around the breakdown. So those are my key sort of features to the game plan. Now, it's so simple to say it. It's very, very difficult to do it. But I just wouldn't play with the ball in my own half. I'd kick down. I'd play a little bit of test match rugby to start the game.
Yeah.
But the Reds can score from anywhere. So they may just be flinging it and yinging it. And I think if they fling it and ying it, they've still got a chance of winning. But I think if you give them those penalties, you've got absolutely no chance.
You've done a lot of talking there. A lot of talking. Are you all right, mate?
What would
do you need some
mate?
water?
What would you do?
Exactly what you said.
I thought so. Next question was from Sean near Leicester. G'day. I found your podcast in lockdown and I'm enjoying them. Good work. I know the ship has sailed, but how do you think Vern Cotter would have got on if England had signed him instead of Eddie Jones, renewing Eddie Jones' contract?
Steady Eddie. You know what? I think... Where is Vern at the moment?
Vern's Fiji.
Is he in Fiji?
He's Fiji's main coach, yeah.
It'll be interesting if the Moana Pacifica come in to the Super Rugby and he's the coach, so on and so forth. It'll be interesting to see how they play under him.
Yeah.
Can he get them up into tip-top shape?
Can
he get them into a good game plan?
I think he will. Can I just go back to the question though? So we're talking about Eddie Jones renewing. So Eddie Jones World Cup.
Yes.
Eddie Jones then leaves potentially, and who takes over? I think Vern wasn't high profile enough to take over from Eddie Jones for a start. But if you look at what Vern Cotter's done at most clubs that he's been to, he's definitely raised the level of performance. So he's obviously done Scotland, and I think that the Scotland were absolutely bananas.
They were good under him,
bananas to get rid of him. But
but they got Townsend, didn't they?
He's done Crusaders as well. He started off really coaching with the Crusaders, and did very, very well as a forwards coach with the Crusaders. He's gone over to France and he's done incredibly well at France. He's gone to Scotland. He's done incredibly well at Scotland. He's now going to Fiji, and by the looks of it, he will do a great job in Fiji. He's won competitions everywhere he's been, apart from the Scottish, but that's a pretty tough old gig to win competitions. And in saying that, he played Argentina 3 times and beat them 3 times. Now, how many Scottish teams have done that before?
None.
I don't think many. So he is a little bit crazy, similar to Eddie Jones. He's a hard man, so it's all about who he has around him.
Yeah.
He would have kept the players honest, the English players honest, but I think with Eddie Jones, if they had any dip in performance, then he would have been hit on the chopping block real early.
I don't think he, like you say, was high profile enough, but for me, he hadn't coached at a high level for a number of years. Like, he hadn't coached international or many international teams. You look at Steady Eddie, he'd done wonders with Australia. He'd done wonders with Japan.
South Africa as well, don't forget South Africa.
And South Africa. And then he's come in, we've got Vernon, who did pretty good with provincial teams and French teams and Crusaders. He did all right with Scotland.
Yeah, he sort of started to turn the corner.
Yes,
with Scotland.
But then he's done no one else. I think that was his problem. Why he didn't get the job. He didn't have that extra string in his bow.
I don't
Whereas
think...
Steady Eddie had quite a few strings.
I think almost like when Alex Ferguson left Man U, whoever was going to... If Eddie had have retired at that point or stepped down from England, anyone coming in at that point would have...
Looked a bit silly.
Would have struggled.
Yeah.
And as soon as things went bad, then people would have been going, oh, Eddie Jones was amazing.
Should have brought back Eddie.
Yeah, should have brought back Eddie. We should have done everything we needed to do to keep him. I mean, they have done. They're obviously paying Eddie very well to stay on. But I do think Vern is a great coach. I think he'll do a great job with Fiji. And I could see him in the future taking over, but probably more someone like Wales than in England. Not sure whether his face truly fits an English team. And I'm not sure whether the players will really rise to the challenge, because I know he did have a number of issues in Scotland with...
Well, that's why I want to know what he's going to be like with the Pacific Island team.
Yes, could be very interesting.
You know, do they warm to him? Do they play well under him? Or is it a bit of a mutiny?
Is he too... No. Apparently the Pacific Island boys just don't argue back.
No, they've got too much respect.
Yeah, too much respect, but then they don't often put it out on the pitch for them. So we'll see with Vern.
Yeah.
We'll see with Vern. He's got a great, as I say, great coaching setup. Even got Glenn Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, he's a smart man, Glenn Jackson, that's for sure. Last question, mate. You want to take us off?
2 players. Gosh, excuse me. Have I got it? Check my temperature. 2 players from outside of Oz can come back and play. Who would you bring back, Damien?
So this was...
and that's a Twitter question.
That's a Twitter question. Okay, my top people here would be Samu Karevi.
Yeah, quality.
Mate, bring him back, Bring him back. There's Sean McMahon, who could be brought back. He's a very good player, but I possibly wouldn't bring him back. But another good little shout, which we have.
Yeah, and you did
James
mention
O'Connor
before.
has been great this year, but is he a world-class 10? Or is Christian Leilani-Whānau your world-class 10?
No, I reckon James O'Connor is at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But, mate, the one that no one's talking about, but everyone should be talking about, there are others. There's Mike Harris. There's Ainsley, who's playing for the Highlanders at the moment. But no one's talking about Izzy Folau.
Huge.
So he's back playing rugby, isn't he?
Is he?
He's back playing rugby. He's playing rugby league, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not rugby though, is it?
No,
it's rugby league.
But I tell you what, he's looking amazing.
Is he?
He's looking amazing. Before the old COVID hit, or just after COVID hit, whenever recently, I've seen him score some absolutely class tries. Imagine bringing back Karevi and Folau. But, probably I think what will happen is Sean McMahon will come back and Karevi will come back. And I think they will be 2 excellent players to bring back under the new rule. And Izzy Folau is not going to come back.
That ship has sailed.
That ship has sailed.
And got a reef all over it.
Yeah, the coral has set in to that
Take it
ship.
over.
The divers have enjoyed many a diver's trip.
David Attenborough is absolutely loving it.
I think that ship was called the Titanic.
Anyway, yeah, good shout. Karevi, McMahon, reliable.
It would definitely add. I mean, Karevi would add massively to the midfield.
He's your link.
Yeah.
He's your link there. You could play Pataya.
Or you saying Tamil wouldn't play?
Nah. He'll be on the bench because then he could play anywhere though. Tamura would be on the bench because he could play 10. Just listen.
I'd go Karevi at 13.
You're not listening, so I had to do that.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. So he could play anywhere. He could play 10, he could play 12, he could play fullback as well. Tamura, yeah. If you needed him. Oh, don't give me that. No. Okay, I'm going to stop talking then.
See, for me, if you're going to say, I don't think you can not play Tamura. He's one of the world's best players.
Yeah, but where does he fit into your link?
Well, I would put him at 12 and I'd put Karevi at 13.
Okay, yeah.
Just imagine that.
I see where you go, bro. I see where you go, bro.
You go Tamura.
Yeah, but what about Pataya?
Just wait.
Would you play him on the wing?
I'd retire Pataya.
No, Village. Absolutely Village. Oh, awful.
Listen, I go Tate McDermott at 9.
Yeah, quality.
I go James O'Connor at 10.
Yes.
I go Tamura at 12. You got the silky skills there, right?
Okay.
And then you go Karevi. And then you go Danguni. And then you go Coravetti. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Just imagine that.
That's a backline,
And then I'd go Jock Campbell, mate.
Yeah, but then I tell you where they will fall off a cliff. As
if we were coaching them. And they put up a high ball and
is their subs. They're replacements.
Yeah, but then you got Pataya that comes off.
Brilliant. Can he play everywhere at once? Yeah, nice one, brother.
Who else you got? You got your Reece Hodge. He'll be holding the oranges on the side.
Yeah, Reece Hodge. He's not going to play, is he? He's going to start.
He's not going to start. Oh, boy. So there we go. That's who we think. Well, that's who I think anyway.
Yeah.
You agree with me, obviously.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Big matches on the weekend.
Yes.
But